Mom, is now a good time to talk? I was hoping we could, have a little word about something.
What do you want? To be honest with you, I get a bad feeling every time you message me, Hunter.
Wow, how could you say such a thing? That cuts me deep, Mom. Anyone would think you'd be overjoyed to get a message from your only son.
I said it precisely because I'm not overjoyed, and with good reason. Anyway, what did you want?
I'm sorry to trouble you like this, but can I have $500? I try my best to get a hold of it by other means, but nothing panned out. Think of it as pocket money? Pretty please? I'm in a really tough spot this month, and I desperately need someone to bust me out of it.
I just gave you some last week. Do you think I'm made of money? Please stop doing this. I'm at my wit's end here. You're a grown man, for Pete's sake. I made it very clear that last week was the last time I'd be giving you anything. I can't believe you're asking me again.
I know that, Mom, but when I say I'm in a tough spot, I mean a really tough spot. Like, might not be able to carry on paying the bills tough. I live in the city. Things cost money here, you know? Surely you've seen the news about how much rent and food prices are going up. Things aren't as cheap as they were for you back in the day. I know you gave me money last week, but to be totally honest with you, Mom, it just wasn't enough.
If things are so difficult for you, you know you're always welcome to come home and live with me. Let's be realistic. There's no guarantee you'll even carry on with your current job.
Why even say things like that? God damn it, Mom. You never have any faith in me. I like this company. Things feel different here. I really think this could be the one that I go the distance with. So there's no way I'm quitting this time.
I wonder. I'd love to believe that, but you've switched jobs more times than I can count now.
I told you I'm not quitting this time. Jeez, Mom. I wish you'd have my back sometimes. Besides, I don't want to live in the countryside again. There's nothing to do here. I'm bored out of my skull whenever I come to see you. The thought of living there makes me want to neck myself. Plus, you know Ingrid said she didn't want to live out in the sticks. She's a city girl, always has been, always will be.
You've been married for a whole 3 years now. Don't you think it's time you stopped pestering your aged mother for money? Why not ask Ingrid to start working part-time if you two are struggling so much financially? Surely that should take the burden off.
Yeah, that's not going to be as easy as you make it sound. I told her she'd never have to work when we got married.
But that was when things were better, wasn't it? What else can you do when reality comes knocking at the door like this? Can you really get by without her contributing anything? I've given in to your pestering for far too long already. If you think you can carry on relying on me to fix all of your money worries, you've got another thing coming. You're not a teenager anymore, Hunter. Do you think I don't have outgoings of my own? I have bills to pay and food to buy, not to mention my retirement planning. I'm no spring chicken anymore. You two are in your prime. Isn't there anything you can do to ease the pressure yourselves? I can't afford to waste any more of my money.
Waste? It's not a waste at all. I can't think of a better use for it. I'm your son. What's money for if not helping out family in times of trouble?
I take it that means you'll be looking after me when I'm too old to do it myself?
Well, I'm not sure about that actually. Ingrid didn't seem too open to the idea of us moving in with you when I asked her. Sorry, Mom, but I don't think that's going to be possible. It's not that I don't want to, though. I do, really, but you know how stubborn and willful she is.
Yes, I'm quite aware of how it's nothing but take, take, take when it comes to you two. You're going to have to fix your own problems.
Mom, please. You're the only person I can rely on. God, none of this would be happening if Dad was still around. He'd have my back.
If your dad was still around, he'd be coming down on you like a ton of bricks for begging your parents for money despite being a fully grown man. Don't be so naive. I'm a damn sight softer on you than he would be.
But don't you still have some of his inheritance money left?
He died when you were in elementary school, Hunter. His inheritance money disappeared eons ago on raising you and sending you to college. That didn't stop you spending a gap year doing absolutely nothing in your bedroom surrounded by empty cans of beer and Cheeto packets, though, did it? The chance of any money that goes to you being wasted is too high for me to justify doing it anymore. I'm sorry, but it ends now.
Jesus, Mom. Are you really preaching at me over ancient history now? What's gotten into you today? Give me a break. I don't know what it's gonna take to satisfy your absurd expectations. It seems like nothing I do will ever satisfy you. I graduated college and got married. What more do you want? Isn't this what society wants of me?
Which means you should be all the more capable of paying your own way in life. You're not a baby anymore, Hunter. You're almost 30. You flew the nest ages ago, and I'm done paying the consequences for your irresponsible spending habits. If you don't want Ingrid to work, figure out a way to get through this on your own. Stand on your own 2 feet for a change.
Please, Mom, will you just stop? You know you don't really mean any of this. Just help me out, for crying out loud. I'm your son, damn it. You're flesh and blood. I swear on Dad's memory, this is the last time I'll ever ask you for money.
How many times have I heard that now? You haven't even shown your face around here since you got married 3 years ago. You've got some nerve to come begging me for money. I bet if not for me being a convenient little piggy bank for you to raid in emergencies, you'd never speak to me.
I've got a lot of stuff going on, Mom. It's nothing personal.
I'm not giving you any more money, and that's final. You and Ingrid have plenty of options as for how you proceed from here. Until I can at least see you're making an effort by yourselves, I'm not giving you another cent of my money.
Wow. Fine. Forget it. I see how it is. Screw you then. You're the most useless mom there ever was.
Hunter, what's going on? I just got a message from Ingrid. Would you mind explaining to me what on earth is going on here?
Huh? What are you talking about? What message?
She told me to stop bullying her.
Oh, I think this might be about the part-time job thing.
How exactly am I bullying your wife? Go on. I'm waiting. This should be good.
You're the one that said all that stuff about her, Mom. You know, that the reason we have no money is because Ingrid refuses to get a part-time job?
You know full well that's not what I said. Why are you misleading her? Is this intentional? Did you want her to get mad at me? I almost spat my coffee out when she accused me of bullying her. I've never heard anything so ridiculous in my life.
If she feels like she's being bullied, then she's being bullied. And it's as simple as that. You're the aggressor. You don't get to decide.
All I said was there are things you two should be doing your own before coming and pestering me for money. At no point did I blame her for anything. Being married is about working together as a team to overcome life's challenges. If your salary isn't enough to get by on, then would Ingrid picking up a part-time job to supplement the finances a little really be the worst thing in the world? That's all I was suggesting. I hardly see how it constitutes bullying. Am I just supposed to keep quiet and let you keep walking the path to financial ruin?
Maybe it felt like a suggestion to you, but do you not see how Ingrid could interpret that as you blaming her for all of our financial problems? Keep your suggestions to yourself.
Something tells me it had more to do with the way you told her. Make sure you tell her I wasn't trying to blame her for anything. This is all one big silly misunderstanding. I tried explaining myself, but she was so high on righteous indignation I don't think she even bothered to stop and think about what I was saying.
If you weren't blaming her, then send us some money. If you really cared about her feelings, that's what you do. She'd feel a whole lot better with some financial aid by way of apology.
Apology? Make no mistake, Hunter, I'm not apologizing for anything. I'm just telling you to clear up the misunderstanding you've caused by painting me as some kind of aggressor to your wife.
She asked you herself too, right? If you'd help out by tossing a little of the green stuff our way.
Yes, she did. That's not all she said either. She said I spoiled you and failed to teach you how to have any sense with money.
There you go. That just proves it. This is all your fault.
This is not a laughing matter. Do not blame your abominable decision-making skills on my parenting, boy. Let me make one thing crystal clear. If she's unhappy with you, she needs to remember that she's the one who chose to marry you, and that she knew full well what an irresponsible buffoon you are with money when she let you put that ring on her finger. I'd be lying if I said I didn't sympathize with her, but it was ultimately her decision, and now she has to pay the price. No means no, and that's the end of it.
But Ingrid's parents already said that they don't want anything else to do with us.
No way. Were you pestering her parents for money too? Have you no shame? It's bad enough that you do it with me, but I can't believe you do that with someone else's mom and dad.
Geez, Mom, it wasn't me. Ingrid asked them.
What's the difference? How embarrassing. I'm begging you, Hunter, please start living like a responsible human being and fix your problems yourself. If you're struggling to get by, how about I ask your Uncle Jeff if he'll let you help out on his farm to supplement the finances? He'll let you live at his place for dirt cheap and provide all of your meals. As long as you work hard, you'll never want for anything.
I already told you I don't want to live in the countryside. It's boring. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I was thinking of heading home for a little while. I have a few days off coming up soon.
Really? I'd like that. It'd be nice if we could visit your father's grave together. I haven't seen you in 3 years. You could bring Ingrid along, too. I'd like to hear about why exactly it is that you've been having so much financial trouble. I still haven't heard anything in the way of a reason.
Huh? And why do you have to?
I don't have to, and it's not like I'm forcing you to tell me anything, but if you're serious about wanting my help, then I need to know what exactly it is I'm giving you money for. Who knows, maybe I'll be able to give you some advice? I got through a pinch or two myself back in the day, you know.
Fine, whatever. I'll speak with Ingrid about it.
Okay, let me know when you've decided whether you're coming or not. I'll have a banquet full of all yours and Ingrid's favorite foods ready when you arrive. Hunter, what in heaven's name is going on?
Oh no. Should I get busted?
Busted? Do you think this is a joke? You used my credit card without my permission, didn't you?
Sorry, Mom, but there was a little something I really wanted.
A little something? You must be joking. I saw the transaction history. You bought a bunch of branded clothes and accessories, expensive aftershaves, and got a tattoo? And the 5-frickin' star hotel you booked, what was that all about? Do you have any idea how many thousands of dollars of my money you've wasted on your spending spree?
Chrissy and Dave invited us out on vacation to Hawaii with them. The problem was that we didn't have any money of our own, but we thought it'd be rude to say no, so if you think about it logically, we didn't have a choice.
Having no money and being invited on holiday by your friends means you have to steal money from your mother's credit card behind her back? I'm not sure I see the logic. The card's still here, so I can only assume you must have taken it out of my purse and taken a picture of my details while you were staying with me. So you could go on a spending spree when you got home.
Sorry, Mom, but we really are struggling. I'm serious about that. Like, really struggling. You wouldn't help us out no matter how much we begged you. What else were we supposed to do? I honestly didn't see any other way to fix the shit show that is now my life.
That's why you came to stay with me, isn't it? You were after my money all along. As soon as you went home, almost $1,500 suddenly appeared from my account.
Huh? You noticed?
Of course I noticed.
Wait, what? So, why didn't you say anything?
I looked the other way because I assumed you really must be at rock bottom if you were resorting to stealing from your own mother. I decided I'd let it slide one last time out of sympathy for you. But that was before I saw what you spent it on. This ends now.
Jeez, Mom, I said I'm sorry. I'll give back everything I took one day, I promise. Will you just take a chill pill? Have a cup of coffee and take some deep breaths or something. This is ridiculous.
You won't pay it back one day. You'll pay it back right now.
I seriously can't do that. Surely you know I can't. If you knew how bad things were, you wouldn't be asking that of me.
If you have a job, you can take out a loan. I don't care if you have to go into debt. I want back every last cent of the money you've stolen from me. Do you even have any idea how much you've spent over these past 2 months? Or were you just spending indiscriminately without any regard for how much it might cost me and the damage it might do? Go on, take a guess.
About 3,000 maybe?
6,000.
Holy Jesus balls, that much?
You don't get to be shocked, Hunter. You're the one who spent it.
No, you're wrong. This has to be Ingrid's doing. I told her to be careful, but she wouldn't listen. Whenever she saw something she wanted, she'd buy it right then and there, and there was nothing I could do to stop her.
I don't care. All I care about is what you're going to do to make this right. Are you going to pay up or not? I want an answer now.
Mom, I can't.
I see. Then I never want to see or hear from you again. We're done. You are no longer my son.
What? You're cutting me out of your life?
Exactly. I'll think of the $6,000 as a fee for getting rid of you.
I get it, Mom. It was wrong of me to use your credit card without your permission like that. But do you really have to be this mad? Worse things have happened. It's not like we did it for no reason. We fell on hard times. You have money to spare, so we figured it wouldn't be a huge deal if we helped ourselves with some of it.
I'm angry with you precisely because I do not have money to spare. You presumptuous, arrogant, selfish little cretin. Does your ignorance know no bounds?
Holy crap, Mom, don't call me stuff like that. Chill already. Answer me this. You're getting by just fine, aren't you? What's the big deal?
Whether I'm struggling or not isn't the point. You and Ingrid could also be getting along just fine if you stopped being so wasteful by spending your money on frivolous junk. Not ordering takeout every night would be a big boost to the finances, too. While you're at it, how about you don't impulsively buy everything you take a fancy to and actually start budgeting for the first time in your life? If you weren't spending like such stupendous morons, you wouldn't be in the red every month and you wouldn't be stealing from your mother.
You say we spend like stupendous morons, but I don't see anything wrong with us treating ourselves to nice things every now and then. It's not like I don't work hard. What's the point even being alive in the first place if we gotta spend our whole lives tolerating the unhappiness of not being able to enjoy the things we like? That's a sucker's life if you ask me.
It's not that I disagree. It's just that I'm telling you to do it with your own damn money.
Are you sure you really want to cut ties with me and Ingrid? Something tells me it might not be in your best interest. Dad's not around to provide for you anymore, and you're in touch with maybe 3 of our relatives at best. I'm pretty much the only real family you have left. Your one and only son.
You may be my one and only son, but if having you in my life means having my retirement fund stolen behind my back, then I think I'll take my chances on my own. But if you really want to talk about my best interests, would you mind telling me what exactly I gain by having you in my life? Is there even a single benefit of having you around? You didn't even come and visit me in hospital when I had my accident last year. Steve from across the street feels like more of a son to me than you do. He visited me once a week to see how I was doing and deliver things I needed during my hospital stay.
Maybe so, but he isn't your son, is he? He's pretty much a stranger.
Exactly my point. Which means you're such a waste of space that I'd rather have a stranger in my life than you.
Wow. Just wow. I guess you really do want to live in isolation then. Have it your way, Mom. Don't come crawling back to me when you can't take it anymore.
Yep, I'll be going at it alone from now on. Make sure you don't cause trouble for anyone else like you did for me. That's my final wish to you as your mother before we become strangers.
Don't make me laugh. You lost the right to call yourself my mom when you refused to help me in my hour of need. I'll never be there for you when you need me. You better not come begging, because it'll be an instant no. You better make damn sure you leave me some money behind to enjoy a nice holiday with when you kick the bucket. You good-for-nothing old hag. Never speak to me again. Hey, what's going on? Where are you?
Excuse me?
Mom, there are strangers in your house.
Huh?
Did you read my message? I came to visit you, but there was some couple I don't recognize living in your house. Who are they? I knocked and asked for you, but they said you're not here right now. What's going on? If there are strangers living here, guess you must have moved?
Strangers? Oh, don't be so silly. Those aren't strangers, that's my son and his wife. What are you talking about?
Huh? Your son? But I'm your son.
Wrong. I only have one son.
Don't even joke about things like that. I'm your only son. I'm an only child.
I thought I'd made it clear that you were no longer my son. Did you forget that I broke off all ties with you a few years ago?
I didn't forget. But that's ancient history now. Can't we just let bygones be bygones? You know, Mom, I've been doing an awful lot of self-reflection. I finally started acting my age.
I'm pleased to hear that. What a relief. All right, so I take it that was all? Goodbye.
Mom, wait! Who are that couple? Will you just tell me already?
They moved in a couple of years ago. Remember before when I told you about Steve, my neighbor who came to visit me in hospital when I had my accident? He got married.
But why are they living in your house?
Because I gave it to them.
What? The house?
Yep. Living on your own in the countryside isn't easy when you get old, and that place just wasn't suitable for me anymore.
Why didn't you tell me? What were you thinking? Are you insane? I thought I was getting the family home. It was supposed to be mine.
Why would you inherit a house you never even visited? Didn't you say you were done with me?
Well, sure, I did, but...
Let me guess, were you thinking of selling it? I hope you didn't get your hopes up, dear. It was older than the dinosaurs and in serious need of repairs. You'd have gotten maybe $8,000 at best.
But 8K is a lot of money.
Oh, look, so it was the money. I knew it.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I came home because I was worried sick about you.
Well, you can relax, because I'm living in an apartment complex for the elderly now. I'm living the good life without a care in the world.
Where?
There's absolutely no chance of me telling you that I can't risk you showing up pestering me for money again. I've had enough of you for 10 lifetimes.
Mom, please. Why do you have to be so cruel? I'd never do anything like that. Just tell me, please. You know how they say you don't know what you've got until it's gone? Well, I finally realized how grateful I was to have you in my life while we weren't talking these last few years. That's why I want to see you. Please, Mom, I want to see you again.
How are things going with Ingrid?
Where did that come from? I guess they're going pretty good.
And the debt?
Huh?
You're in debt, right?
No? What are you talking about?
That's strange. I got a phone call a few months back saying my son was in debt. You're borrowing from people you shouldn't be borrowing from, aren't you? I told them that I don't have a son, and that if they dared call me again, I'd call the cops immediately. They stopped after that, and I haven't heard from them since. I almost spat my Earl Grey tea out when they told me how much you owed. That's not the kind of money you can repay in a few years, let alone a few months. Well, how is the debt situation?
Well, I still can't afford to pay it off.
I knew it, so that's why you tried to come back crying to me.
Mom, I'm so sorry. I was doing my best to pay it off without having to bug you again, but Ingrid's spending is out of control. And she still says she doesn't want to get a job.
I see neither of you have changed a bit.
Please stop talking to me like that. Please, Mom. I'm at my breaking point here. I don't know how much more I can take. Gah. I've been doing all kinds of things to save money lately, you know? You have no idea how hard I'm trying.
Lately? You had countless jobs over the years. I heard from Ingrid's parents. About the time you stole everything worth money from their house after they asked you to watch the place while they went on holiday. You used my credit card without my permission, and you stole from your in-laws. What you did is a crime.
This really is the last time, Mom, please. I'll never bug you or cause trouble again after this. And I'll even look after you when you can't take care of yourself anymore. Ingrid said she'd be more than happy to help out if you pull through for us just this one time.
It's too little, too late, Hunter. While you were getting into mountains of debt by spending like a pair of prime grade A morons with no sense of money or understanding of the concept of consequences, I was making preparations to live on my own. I knew that if I was ever in a pinch, I knew I could count on my son Steve and his wife to help me. In fact, I'm surrounded by people who are 1,000,000 times more kind, caring, and helpful than either of you two could ever dream of being. So you really don't need to worry about me at all.
God, why you gotta be so mean to me, Mom? I'm serious this time is different. I'm really in trouble here. I'm scared of what might happen if I don't get a hold of this money and fast. There were a bunch of guys in leather jackets outside our house with crowbars yesterday. I borrowed from some very bad people. This is no laughing matter.
Who chose to do that? You did. The mess you've gotten yourself into is way beyond my capabilities at this point. You either need to go to the police or go into hiding.
Mom, you have to help me. Please don't abandon me like this.
I loved you unconditionally because I was your mother. You're the one who abandoned my love. There's no going back now.
I'll do whatever you say, I swear. I'll never get into debt again. I'll start taking my work more seriously.
Forgive me, my dear, but I'm finding it hard to believe a word you say because you haven't told me the truth in over a decade. You've never taken work seriously in your life.
This time will be different, I swear. I can change. I'm ready. I don't have anyone else to rely on. Ingrid's mom and dad said that if either of us go anywhere near their house, they'll call the police.
You two should be grateful to me and Ingrid's parents. We would all have been well within our rights to file a police report for what you did. You should be thanking us you're not in jail. That was because of the last shred of compassion we still had for you, but believe me, there is nothing left anymore.
I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me, Mom.
Why do you keep calling me Mom? If you recall, I resigned from my role as your mother a long time ago. I'll never tell you where I live, and I'm going to be blocking you real soon. I don't care how much trouble you're in, I'm not helping you. How could I? We'll never see each other or speak again. My desperate ex-son and his wife tried contacting me countless times after that. But I swiftly blocked them both, and with that, my peace and tranquility was restored. The only reason I didn't block them earlier was because somewhere deep inside me, I hoped that one day they'd change their ways. Part of me wished that one day my son would change and we could enjoy a healthy relationship that didn't involve being pestered for money every 5 minutes. Alas, my hope was futile, and I had no choice but to accept that Hunter was lost beyond salvation when I got the phone call from the debt collectors. There's no doubt about it, it was a heart-wrenchingly sad, but at the same time felt strangely liberating, because it meant I could finally let go and move on. There may be people who criticize me for not helping him out in his time of need because while he may be an adult, he was still my son. But family or not, there comes a time when you have to draw a line in the sand for the sake of your own well-being and sanity. And that line got crossed a long time ago. If my son hadn't taken advantage of my trusting nature, none of this would have ever happened. And I would have still loved and cherished him like I did when he was a little boy. I haven't heard anything from Hunter or Ingrid since I blocked them. I guess they must be just about surviving somehow. But even if they're not, I don't feel any sympathy for them. They got themselves into this mess and had ample opportunity to get themselves out of it before they passed the point of no return. I've spent these last few years of peace and quiet free from the money-crazed pestering of my son by working online translating Japanese from my new home. Eventually, I completely made up for everything they took from me, and now my money worries are a thing of the past. I don't get lonely because Steve and his wife, who I gave the house to, regularly come over to see me and make sure I have everything I need. I also made a bunch of new friends in the apartment block for the elderly I live in. This place can be such a riot sometimes. I don't know how much time I have left on this earth, but I intend to enjoy it to the fullest by focusing on my own happiness and being there for my loved ones.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
China, thank you so much for letting me know about your wedding and congratulations. I know you guys don't normally come out my way, but it was nice to see the both of you.
This has nothing to do with you though, Leia. I may be your daughter-in-law, but that does not give you the right to think that you need to be there for my wedding. We only came out because Jacob wanted to grab some things and just happened to let you know about the wedding.
You don't have to be so distant with me anymore. I understand that you may feel that you can't be open with me, but I'm telling you that I won't bite. And by this point, it's been a year now since you married Jacob, right? So, I'm just saying that I'm happy that you two are finally going to have a wedding. And that it'd be nice if you and I could be closer. Anyway, I will be looking forward to your guys' wedding.
Hey, I'm not giving this wedding for you, Leah. I know that you're all happy about coming, but that doesn't mean we all are.
I know that, China. I'm telling you that I'm happy for the both of you and look forward to seeing those smiles on your faces. And of course, seeing your guys' faces will make me happy as well.
Is that so? Then is that all you wanted to say to me now? You don't have to talk to me if it's to tell me something like that. Tell your son that, and that should be enough for you, right?
This is what I mean by you acting so distant with me. You don't have to keep being all negative about me, just wanting to tell you a simple message. I wanted to make sure you knew how happy I am for you two is all. Telling you that shouldn't be a problem, right?
Well, if that's all you have to say, then I guess. But that should mean we could stop talking now, right? I'm busy right now getting ready for the event. I still need to make a bunch of phone calls, as well as head to the wedding hall to prepare.
1 second. I have one other important thing that I'd like to talk with you about. So just give me a bit more of your time.
Come on, what else? Didn't I just tell you that I'm busy making sure the wedding is planned out? I don't have all day for you, so make this very quick.
I was wondering about how you acted today when you stopped by my house earlier. It seemed that you weren't all too happy about something. And when I say that, I mean it felt as though you're holding something against me.
How I acted? This is just how I normally am, so it kind of hurts hearing you say that about me.
You haven't always acted like that, right? I know for a fact that you only act that way when you're around me, right? When you're with Jacob, you're a lot more polite, I'm sure. Because if you acted like that with him too, I don't think a relationship could have worked out between you both.
Well, I'm his wife. I'd never act the way I do with you in front of him.
And there must be some reason behind you acting that way, right? If you don't want him to get upset with you over the way you act with me, then you should perhaps just open up a little. You can tell me anything, and I'll make sure not to take it personally.
When I'm around you? No, I don't think I will open up. Listen, I don't like being around you, and so I'm not going to change the way I act. And I know that you're a single mother, and on top of that, you're poor, so I have to be rude to you. I mean, I can't let myself be nice to you, or you might start to think your situation as a mother is okay.
Well, now, I can see that you do think it's okay to look down on me. At least that clears things up a little. Well, if that's really the way you feel about me, then I'm not going to force you to change that attitude. I do think it's a bit odd that that's the reason you're upset around me, but I'm not going to try and change your views of me. But when it comes to the wedding, can you at least be a little bit more friendly with me?
Only during the wedding? Why should I be more friendly with you then?
Well, because your parents will also be at the wedding, right? And Jacob's co-workers and bosses will be there as well. If you keep acting the way you have with me there, then it may create a bad image of us, and things might not turn out the way you'd like them to if everyone is concerned about you.
So you're asking me to be nice to save your own pride? I never thought you had any pride to begin with, so it should have been alright for me to be rude to you.
I don't want people thinking that you're willing to disrespect your mother-in-law on your special day is all. And when it comes to Jacob, I don't think he'd like having the two of us at odds during the wedding, right? If you make yourself look bad by acting out against me, then you may only make things worse for your relationship.
Yeah, I don't want to be giving everyone the wrong idea, right? Although, I'm sure when the other people in my family get to know you more, they'll think the same way I do about you.
What? I am fine with you hating me for whatever reasons you may have, but at least during the wedding can you play nice? That's fine, right? It's not asking much for me to ask you to just act as though there's nothing between us for a few hours, right?
Alright, understood. I'll try my best to not be rude to you. And don't start talking back to me if I slip up once or twice. After all, you're asking me a lot more than you should be with the status you have.
I'm really asking you to do this one thing for everyone. Not just me. Hopefully knowing that will help you make the right decisions. China, do you think that you can come to the waiting room that I'm in? I want to talk with you about what just happened.
No, thank you. I'm in the middle of getting my makeup done. And by the time that's over, I'll have to be ready for the wedding to start.
Well, I don't mind if you come after that as long as we have a chance to talk. Just a little time will do, so can you be here soon?
I don't want to, so it's not happening. And by the way, it's not normal of you to ask to talk with the bride right before the wedding is about to begin. Everyone knows that this is the most busy time for the bride, and she has a lot on her mind that doesn't involve you. So stop trying.
That's right, and to be honest, I don't want to have to talk with you either right now about what happened. After all, today is supposed to be Jacob's and your big day. But you did do something that was not okay.
Well, if you understand that, then you should stop trying with me. It's like you're trying to start something for no good reason. If I did something that you didn't like, then maybe you should keep it to yourself until after the wedding.
Well, I want to talk with you about how you just acted with me. But it wasn't just me that you acted that way towards. You also acted rude towards Jacob's mentor. Do you not know what you've done to him?
Jacob's mentor? Are you talking about that old man that was standing next to you a bit ago? That guy isn't even family or close friends to me, so he shouldn't even be here. That's why I was so surprised to see him here in the first place.
That man is a very busy man with all his work, yet he made time to be here for Jacob. He told me that he just wanted to stop by to at least see Jacob during his very special day, and had been planning on getting to know you a little. Yet out of nowhere, you came along and said some rude things. If you were not married to Jacob, then that would have not been okay for you. I'm sure things have made things awkward for his mentor now, and I can't seem to find him anywhere to talk with about you.
Did I say something that happened to upset you and that old geezer? I don't remember a thing I said.
You sure did. You said to him that he resembled me, as someone who was nothing more than a moneyless single parent living in poverty. And then you told me he should marry me since we're both poor. Even if that was just meant to be a joke, it was not appropriate to say.
Well, he came during a time like this that is only meant for people that know one of the two that are getting married. And he looked too old to be associated with Jacob, so I just assumed you both were dating or something. And I assumed by the way he looked, he'd be a perfect match for a single mother like you. Wasn't it kind of me to try and get you another husband so that you wouldn't be as lonely anymore?
Do not say things like that about him. That man already has a wife of his own, and they've been living together for 35 years now. And you have never seen him before, so what you said was very rude. Did you forget about what I had asked from you a few days ago?
I remember you saying something about me. What was that? Something about how you always annoy me or something? I guess I don't remember it though, so it must not have been that important. Sorry.
I asked you to at least act nice towards me during the wedding today. But by the way you're acting, you're going to make things very difficult for Jacob. You don't want everyone to start thinking that you don't care about everyone here today, and that you don't have any manners, right? So please, stop acting so childish towards everyone and behave yourself.
All right, my bad. Are you happy now?
I'm telling you that your attitude right there is not okay today. Talking to you through our phones doesn't seem to be getting the message across. You're fine for time, so come over here and let me have a word with you. If you can't seem to find any time, I'll come over there and we can talk.
No thanks. Seriously, stop trying with me today, okay? Why do I have to be the one to act nice towards you when this is my wedding to begin with? I don't need you nagging me constantly about how upset you are.
Well, if you could just act like an adult, we wouldn't have to worry about each other anymore, right? I'm not going to let you act that way towards me anymore today, so please come and see me. I'll even let Jacob know that I'm asking for you to come see me.
Alright then. It's not like the wedding is going to start soon anyway. And I was planning to come see you soon here as well. I'll let Jacob know and then I'll be over there to talk with you face to face.
Thank you, China.
Leah, the wedding's going to start soon. I can't find you anywhere. Where did you run off to?
Don't you dare act like you don't know what's going on. You're the one that had kicked me out of there, right?
What? Did I really do that? I just asked that anyone who is worthless go home. I never said anything about having you thrown out of there, Leah.
You had no right saying that to me. You came into that room with me and spilled coffee all over my dress. And at that point, there was nothing else I could do for myself.
No, that was your fault for that one. I had asked that you not to worry about the wedding, but then you came here and started mouthing off to me even more. And having to listen to an old hag run her mouth really pissed me off.
And after all those warnings I gave you, you still couldn't manage to see that this is due to your bad attitude, right?
But that right there is really annoying. I didn't ask for you to start talking to me like that about the way I like to act. Also, when I asked that everyone worthless leave, the security must have thought you were pretty meaningless at my wedding. See, it's not just me that knows how awful of an in-law you are.
Is that so? Well, I can see that I'm not going to get to you. I'm tired of trying to get you to act like a proper adult. Go ahead and act however you'd like.
Sucks that you won't be able to take part in your special son's wedding today. I can see by how easily you've given up that this was a huge blow to your pride, right?
I'm sure it was a huge blow. I should have handled you before this happened. I should have let Jacob know all about what you had done.
Well now, you don't have to worry about that now. I'll make sure to send you some pictures of the wedding later. And that should get you to shut up.
What pictures?
I just told you pictures of the wedding, you idiot. You can't be telling me that Alzheimer's has caught up to you this early.
China, you're still the bride today. You still can't see what's happening? The wedding has been cancelled, right? So there's going to be no photos of your wedding today.
Huh? What are you talking about, Leah? I'm tired of such boring jokes.
This is no joke and everything is very much reality. Maybe you could go ask Jacob, or even ask your own parents to confirm.
I'm not going to fall for some blatant lie like that. It's just about time for the wedding to start now, okay? There's no way the wedding could get cancelled right now.
Well, I know that you've always thought about things from your own point of view. Go ahead and keep thinking that there will be a wedding today. I don't care.
I can tell that all of this is killing you right now, and that's why you're trying to scare me with that bullcrap. I'm sure you don't want to be the only person today that's miserable. You've already been thrown out because of what you did, so you can stop all the lying. All you're doing is making me hate you more and more. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. And my parents are coming my way now, so I can't sit around and waste my time with you anymore.
Is that so? Thank goodness. I've gotten tired of having to listen to you talk about everything being my fault. I'll let your parents handle the rest for me.
Fine. I'll let you think that everything will go wrong for me. Now, I have a fun day ahead of me to attend to. You can go home or something and wait there all by yourself. When the wedding's done, I'll let you know. Wait, the wedding is actually being canceled right now. And worse is that both Jacob and my parents are furious with me. What the hell were you thinking lying to them about me?
What the hell were you thinking, spilling coffee on your mother-in-law and then having her kicked out of your wedding?
Huh? You just ruined my wedding and think you get to blame me for that? Everything is ruined now because of you coming today.
But from the beginning, the whole reason this happened is because of you, right? There's no reason you should be trying to blame anyone else for the way you acted. And I never lied to any of them about you.
What the hell do you mean? If it wasn't you that started talking crap about me, then why does everyone know what happened?
I'm sure that other people wondered where I went, and so they started looking for me. And I'm sure that someone saw that I was covered in coffee and on my way out of the building. Actually, one person did ask me where I was going, and I told them what had happened before the door closed on me.
So you did start lying to someone about this?
Lying about what? I had coffee spilled all over my head and back by you, and my dress and hair were proof of that. There's no way you were going to hide all that you'd done to me from everyone there.
When that happens, you should be dead inside and let things be. I just covered you in coffee and ruined your dress, so you should have known you'd been defeated and that there was nothing else you could do. You knew that this was your son's wedding, right? Why would you do something to ruin that for him? You're a terrible mother.
Well then, what was the point of spilling coffee on me? If you didn't want to make a scene, you should have just came and spoke to me like an adult. I told you that all you had to do was act kind to everyone today, but you couldn't help yourself. Anyway, the person that saw me on the way out and asked what had happened was your mom. So I had no choice but to tell the truth. And why did you think I'd never talk about something like this?
I'm the one that's pissed now. Yeah, you keep trying to talk to me like I'm in the wrong. Who do you even think you are? You're just some old hag living in poverty, while I actually have money and am saving your son from living in the shadows like you.
You're asking me who I think I am? I think that I'm your mother-in-law. Actually, I know I am. And that's why I was being kind and caring for you by warning you to not act out of line today. If you would have just stayed quiet today and acted like someone who was happy to be married, then you would have never had to see your wedding fall apart.
So what? Did you think I'd be thankful for telling me to be kind? After all you did to me?
I don't want you to be thankful, rather I just wanted you to heed my warnings. And I wasn't even asking you to be careful about anything so far out of line.
Well, if you only wanted that, then next time maybe keep your mouth quiet. Who do you think is to blame for all of this? Take responsibility for it right now.
To make sure something like this would never happen, I tried my best to warn you. And yet you were the one that ignored me, right? I guess I should have tried harder to make sure that you could act like an adult before all of this, because you obviously don't know how to yourself. But even with that thought in my head, I will not be responsible for what you did.
Stop screwing around. I just lost the most important moment of my life. And now they're saying that I'll have to pay for the whole thing. And the next wedding isn't going to be free either, Leah.
And who will that next wedding be with?
With Jacob, of course. But because of this, we're not going to let you come.
Have you not heard anything from him yet? He already told me that he's going to be divorcing you.
What? Divorcing me?
I had been trying so hard to stop that from happening for a while now. But since he thinks this is the right choice, I won't tell him otherwise.
Wait, hold on a minute. Why does he want to get a divorce at a time like this?
If you took a second to think about what you've done, you'd understand why. Aren't your parents really upset with you now as well? And they told you that you'd have to pay for the whole wedding yourself, right?
I didn't think they were being serious, though. How much will that all cost me? I don't have enough to pay for all of this.
Well, in the divorce, you'll also have to split properties, right? Maybe you can get some money in that, depending on what the lawyer thinks.
I'm not even saying that I'm okay with being divorced. So there's no way he can just do it without my permission. Do something to stop all of this.
I had tried to do something to stop this earlier as your mother-in-law. But you looked down on me and never once listened to a word I said about being a bit less rude to me. So there's nothing else I'm going to do for you now. It'll all fall on deaf ears anyways.
But you should be trying to do something as my in-law. Your daughter-in-law is in trouble, so you have to help me.
You think that, but take a look at your own parents. They have no plans of helping you, so why would I when I'm not even related to you by blood?
They aren't going to help me? What do you mean?
They're planning on cutting ties with you. They told me that you're not welcome back to their house after the divorce.
You're kidding, right? Then what should I do now?
Why don't you think about that yourself? Before you have to ask a single mother anything, let's see what you can do on your own. If you cannot figure anything out, then that means you're worse than me, right? After that, Jacob and China became divorced. It was a rough road getting there, but after China's parents forced her to go meet with Jacob's lawyer and talk about all the details, there was nowhere left for her to run. She had tried to plead that this was all due to me bullying her, but Jacob could see through her lies and made it clear that he no longer loved her, and that is what made her realize she had lost. But even though she was no longer married to Jacob, she still had a long and terrible road ahead of her. As her parents had said before, the whole wedding and the cancellation fees had to be paid by her and only by her. And luckily for her, she was able to get enough from Jacob in the divorce due to the splitting of their properties and money, and could pay it all off without having to take out any sort of borrowed money. But because she spent every last penny she had on that wedding, she no longer had enough to pay for herself to live. She had always been a housewife for Jacob while he worked, and so she never had any money of her own to begin with. And on top of being moneyless, she also had no home to go back to, and so she was really in between a rock and a hard place. I may no longer be her mother-in-law, but after seeing how far she's fallen after disregarding my warnings to her, I only hope that she'll find a way to grow up and squeeze her way out of this very narrow hole that she's found herself in. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also,